Should I start?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, businesses. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Guru Gauranga Ki Jai. Prabhujis and Matajis, we have been discussing Isha Upanishad, and fortunately for me and Shyam Sundar Prabhu is not in town in US, so I got the opportunity to share something with all of you. Unfortunate for all of you, but fortunate for me that I can share some Krishna consciousness with all of you.
Normally, we discuss this within ourselves, Prabhuji. And even Radhika Mataji is busy. So this time we are lucky. Like 2 weeks when Prabhuji is not here, we got association of you and also Radhika Sundari Mataji in the call.
It is my fortune also to be associating with all of you. We have been speaking on Isha Upanishad, and the discussion is on text 16, and it is about the prayers of a rishi in Isha Upanishad. A rishi, there is no name who is praying. So Acharyas have told that rishi is one rishi is praying, doing these prayers of Isha Upanishad. So he is praying to Lord, kindly Lord, give us a vision so that we can see you. And there is a golden halo around Lord. He is requesting to remove the halo of Lord. So Srila Prabhupada's purport, and anyway, Upanishads are very difficult and very terse to understand because it is part of Vedas, and we always require help to understand such difficult topics. I had explained last time why Isha Upanishad was included, because most of the parampara, most of the institutes which wants to be part of Vedic, they have to comment something on Upanishads. They have to be part of Vedas, because Bhagavatam is most of the time not included. Most of the people in Vaishnava Sampradaya also, they think it was not part of the main Vedas. So, or Mahabharata or Ramayana also. So Srila Prabhupada has very kindly given us some purports on Isha Upanishad also. So we are included in proper Sampradaya because of Srila Prabhupada's excellent understanding on these verses. Many acharyas have written purport on Isha Upanishad. So the present text and discussion is 15 and 16, where Rishi is praying to Lord that kindly, give us your vision. Now I was thinking about this verse because last time it was, I could not emphasize more on the verse, but I was reading an article given by Srila Prabhupada. Can we see God? So here the Rishi is asking vision of Lord, but the question comes to us: can we see actually? Do we have the proper eyes to have vision of Lord? The time we come to Krishna consciousness, the first instance, we are introduced to Krishna consciousness. Devotees get the opportunity to tell us that we are defective, and we are also surprised to know that we have defective senses. So, and even if you try to read any acharya's purports, first they will point out the defects in human body, which does not allow us to have complete knowledge which is beyond our purview. And spiritual knowledge is something which is beyond material world. So acharyas give us that upakarana or instrument which is called as Vedic knowledge, so that we can understand these difficult topics and understand who God is. I was just thinking of Tanya Mataji is a doctor, but the scientists who are trying to find out that what is our capacity of our eyes, So if we are standing on Earth, somewhere on Earth, which is a plain land, no sand, no mountains, no trees. then our vision can go up to 5 kilometers, the 3.1 miles. And that then the Earth, we cannot see beyond that. And if we are uh, basically in dark, in night, and if you light a candle, the maximum distance we can actually visualize or see a candle is 8 kilometers. Beyond that, we cannot see a candle. It will basically fade away completely. So we have limitations of our eyes. We can say that
Gaurav
we can,
Prabhu,
yes.
can you just put your camera a little? We can't see your full face.
Okay. Is it
Yeah,
all
now
right?
it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's better.
Now the vision. Now the vision is proper. we
Very
are
proper.
discussing on we are discussing on the limitation of vision. So then
Sorry.
okay. So we can say that okay, we can see stars, or we can have the understanding of galaxy. According to scientists, the farthest galaxy which we can see is if I remember, is Andromeda galaxy. Galaxy is basically a collection of stars, according to the explanation of scientists. So that is the farthest galaxy we can see. But what is clear to us is only up to 2 kilometers. Like say if in a dark night, the maximum distance which we can actually resolve something, whatever we are seeing, is 2 kilometers. Like at the end of 2 kilometers, if we see two lights, we can have some guess. Okay, what these two lights must be. It must be headlight of a car or something. So we have limitations of our eyes to visualize anything. So what we do as human beings who have the very good intelligence, we try to use instruments, which in Sanskrit is called as upkarana. Karana is eyes or hands or nose. These are called karana. But because we have limitations with the senses, we use something called as upakarana. You're getting? Upakarana means instrument which aids our limited senses to do something. Even using upkaranas, even using telescope or microscope or whatever instruments we have discovered, we still have limitations to get the complete understanding in the galaxy, or actually understand what is the finest element, beyond atom, what is beyond atom, or what is beyond proton and electron. So understanding these limitations, the connecting it to Isha Upanishad verse, the Rishi is trying to say that, please, give the vision, Lord, please give the vision. So there are two aspects to approaching God. First is understanding that I am limited, not only with my senses, even with my mind and intellect. I actually cannot understand Lord. So that is the first step to spirituality. Okay, I have limitations with my mind, intellect, comprehension, discerning, trying to differentiate what is matter and what is soul. We require some help. Therefore, uh, Vedic body of knowledge, it says when you want to approach Lord, I am speaking philosophy today, so because Isha Upanishad is philosophical. Vedic body of knowledge says that we have to approach Lord, in a descending process. That means there are two processes given. One is inductive and one is deductive. Aroha and avroha. Those who know music, when you play from the lower scale sa to the upper scale of the sa, it's called aroha. Sa re gama padani sa, the upper sa. That is called aroha. And if you play from upper sa to the lower sa, it is called avroha. Now, scientists or jnanis, Prabhupada called them monists also in his books, they take the Aroha Panth. What is Aroha? They start from the lower scales. Okay, this is not God. This is not God. This is matter. Or they try to use instruments. They use their intellect and slowly approach toward a stage and they can reach up to what Ishopanishad is telling, the Brahma Jyoti. That's the maximum they can reach with their own efforts. Prabhupada has pointed out it unlimited times in his books. So a jnani who starts on the lower scale or the lowest level rung of knowledge, if he tries to use all his equipments, instruments, visual capacity, intellect, capacity, he will reach to the level of Brahma Jyoti, which is described by this Rishi. What do you do that at stage? You have to pray. You have to ask, oh Lord, please, give me your vision. So what Aroha Pantha does, Avroha Panth, the Parampara system, what it does is it gives you the reverse process. Okay, the Acharya says God is like this, Lord is like this. So you have to come in a descending way, and that is where you get knowledge of Lord and the vision of Lord. So the inductive process is the best, deductive process is the best process, which is called as the parampara process. So we need to acquire knowledge of the Lord through that. I remember, one of my favorite prayers of Srimad Bhagavatam is Brahmaji's prayers. If you read in 10th canto, Brahmaji's prayers, excellent prayers. Brahmaji, don't consider him as an ordinary engineer. Brahmaji is the topmost engineer in the creation. In fact, he does the secondary creation of Lord. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, there is Sarga, Visarga, how creation takes place. When all necessary ingredients are created by Prakriti, Brahmaji, the second engineer, is made in charge. And he takes over and he creates the 84 lakh species according to their karma and their... and what he did, what Lord Brahma did, is that he thought now he can discern everything, he can understand everything. And he tried to analyze Krishna. And when he went to Vrindavan, he saw a small child, playing with his friends. And he tried to analyze Krishna's body. And when he stole the friends of Krishna, and Krishna then did excellent Brahma Vimohan Leela. And when Brahmaji understood that Krishna, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when he offered the prayers, he spoke what we are discussing today. So right from the verse till verse 1 of 10th canto 14th chapter, if you sometime get time to read, look from this perspective which I am giving today. He is the most powerful engineer. He has 4 heads. 4 heads doesn't mean something abnormal. 4 heads means he has very extraordinary intelligence. He has the dimensions to understand something beyond our own dimensions. He can visualize the plane of spirituality within material world. So brilliant engineer, topper. If he had come to planet Earth, he would have topped all Harvards and MITs or IITs. In fact, he would have not appeared because that would be very, very insignificant for him. So he was trying to analyze Krishna and trying to understand, I will see that how does Krishna react. So he did a kind of prank with Krishna, and he was thoroughly embarrassed, humiliated. But Krishna's devotees are not humiliated to commit, go into depression or commit suicide. The devotees of Krishna come out with wonderful realizations after Krishna tests them. And he spoke excellent verses. One should go through these verses. The first verse he says, no, he's offering prayers like this Rishi is offering prayers in Ishopanishad. Nauma idya abhra vapusi tadidambaraya gunjat vamsha paripracha lasan mukhaya vanne shaje kavala vetra vishanavenu lakshme shriya mridupade pashupangajaya. This is the foundation verse of the entire. He had tried to understand the form of the Lord, and he here says, Krishna, your body is abhra vapushe. That means your body is the color of your body is like abra. Abra in Sanskrit means cloud, the color of a cloud. So he says your body has the hue of a beautiful rain cloud. And then he's, now again with our mundane intelligence, we'll try to imagine Krishna's body as like color as same as cloud color. No, that is the closest we can go to, Krishna, understanding of Krishna's color of Krishna's body. We, we have limited colors in this material world, and we can only see limited colors. So the best we can tell the color of Krishna is a color of a beautiful rain cloud, and that's maximum we can go. So he's appreciating the body of Krishna. But what is more important is the next part. Rishi in Ishopanishad is saying that please reveal your form to Lord. Second verse, Brahmaji is saying, Asyapi deva vapuso madanugrahasya. Oh Krishna, by your anugraha, anugraha means some knowledge which is given to you as mercy. Like if I'm studying under a Ayurvedic doctor, some Vidya on Ayurveda, then this doctor will give you anugraha. Seeing your sincerity, seeing your service, he will give you the tricks. He will give you the idea how to read pulse of a patient. That is called anugraha. So Brahmaji is telling, Asyapi deva vapusha mad anugrahasya. By your anugraha, today I am able to understand what your form is. And next verse, which is the instruction for all the devotees who are trying to approach Krishna. And Jnane prayas udapasya namanteva jivanti sanmukhrita bhavadiya vartam sthane stitam shutigatam tanuvan manobhir ya prayashi ajita jita pistarestrilokyam. Now this is like instruction to all people who are very intellectual, trying to understand Krishna with intellect. First sentence is Jnane prayasa udapasya. That means please give up your jnana process, your effort to know Krishna through your intellect. Jnana prayasa udapasya. So please give up your knowledge. And how do you approach now? Tanuvan manobhir. Approach with your body, words and mind by praying to Krishna. What will happen then that after when you do prayers to Krishna? Ajita. Ajita means, one person who cannot be conquered, who cannot be won over. Ajita. That person can be Jita, can be won over. If you read this third verse of 14th chapter, 10th canto, it's a beautiful explanation. That person like Krishna who cannot be conquered by all your intellectual gymnastics or your lectures or whatever efforts we can do. He can be conquered if we try to do wonderful service to him, pray to him with all our body, mind and words. Body we can do service, offering obeisances, cook for him, attending artis. By words we can glorify Krishna with wonderful prayers. If we do not know the prayers, we can do prayers with whatever acharyas have prayed, like Kunti Maharani has prayed. In fact, in Kunti Maharani's prayer, she tells Krishna is Kevalyapate. That means you are the master of Brahma Jyoti. We are discussing Brahma Jyoti. So we can do standard prayers of acharyas, Tanuvan Manobhir, and with mind we can meditate on the beautiful form of the Lord. So if we approach Krishna as recommended by Brahmaji, there are many other verses in Brahma Samhita, but this is the outstanding verse that we have to give up our process of trying to analyze Krishna with our intellect. And when we approach that, just like this person who is praying in Ishopanishad with prayers, he will very kindly, reveal his form to us. And process given by Srila Prabhupada is, Sevan Mukhe Jivado Swayam Eva Spurati Yada. If you try to chant the holy names of the Lord, then Spurati Yada, he will reveal himself to us. And Brahmaji also says in this place, Padambuja Dvaya Prasada Lesha Anugraha. That means prasad, mercy, by your mercy, you will, Krishna will reveal to us his form. So, taking lead from Isha Upanishad, after understanding Isha Upanishad means the knowledge of God, understanding how difficult he is. If you read the previous verses of Isha Upanishad, we understand that he travels faster than mind. He has no legs, no hands. Now this is a very complicated understanding of God. No other religion speaks about all this. When we see Lord Jagannath also, we get confused for the first time. So the only way, as Brahmaji got confused, we are also get, although he's the best of the engineers or best of the creator, secondary creator, not just an engineer, he's Acharya. He has given Vedas to all the four sampradayas. So such a person also cannot understand. So what is our situation? So we need to approach Lord, with our prayers and with utter humility and with the process given by the acharyas. Then we can definitely understand the form of the Lord. So I think because I have to leave in 5-10 minutes, I thought half an hour of or 25 minutes of some discussion would help. So purify our, we should purify our consciousness to the process of bhakti, which is the simplest process in Kali Yuga, and we can actually realize Lord. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer. If you have not understood anything, please try to hear whatever you recorded.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very nice explanation of the vision.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And I can see a future of Ramananda, little Rama. He will be looking like you.
Really?
Wow, what a realization of a class.
What a vision.
I feel like I'm listening from our little Rama.
Hare Krishna. So, Gorgoin Prabhu, what were those verses? First canto?
No, 10th canto, 14th chapter, Brahmaji's prayers. If somebody takes out time and reads it, then definitely you will understand from the perspective of Brahmaji. Don't read as a, okay, today I have some time, I will read something. No. Take the perspective what happened, what has happened with Brahmaji. He has gone to the utter humiliation of being fooled by Krishna. And in that process, the greatest revelation has happened to him. He has seen the Shyam Sundar Krishna and his wonderful pastime. This is like the perfection of spiritual life, to see Lord, engaged in wonderful pastime with his friends in Vrindavan. So I don't think, in fact, many acharyas have written purports on these prayers. So kindly read it whenever you have time.
Sure, Prabhuji.
I think there are 28 or some verses.
10th canto, what?
14th chapter.
10th canto, 14th chapter, Mataji.
Okay, all right.
Prabhuji, the Aroha process you mentioned, is it same as Sankhya Yoga?
Yes, Mataji, Sankhya. But Sankhya has one more limitation. It is Sankhya can reach, if somebody knows of Sankhya, Sankhya means actually counting, Sankhya. Counting what is actual, what is life, what is beyond this false, illusory material world. So they count, so they count earth, air, ether, water, fire. Then they count the senses, they count mind, intellect, then they count time, and they ultimately say, oh, there is this material world and there is a soul, but they do not accept Supreme Lord. So Sankhya goes to the limitation of Prakriti and Purusha. That means we are Purusha and Prakriti, but it doesn't go to Param Purusha or Paramatma, the Gunatma, Lord Krishna. So Sankhya is also Aroha process only, and mostly all of them fall under that category only in material world, who are trying to approach spirituality. If you come into Parampara, then immediately you fall under the category of Avroha Panth. That is the knowledge coming through previous acharyas. So they actually reduce our time to investigate truth. They give us the truth directly, and they give us the process to realize it. So much time is saved. But somehow, we want to research also. So we can research, but take help of acharyas. So both will help.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, so the time and the energy that we are spending in our bhakti with our limited senses, how do we know that it's reaching to Krishna? Maybe some of us are initiated, some of us are not. So how would you explain in terms when you give the example of Brahmaji? Because he was connected to Krishna and he got that revelation, and ultimate he achieved the goal also. So what about practitioners like us?
Actually, our practice depends on, if you read 4th chapter Gita, Shraddhavan Labhate Jnanam. One who is performing sadhana bhakti, if he has faith in Guru, scriptures, faith in himself also, and if he has some faith, then Krishna is promising Shraddhavan Labhate Jnanam. The previous verses to 4th chapter, this particular verse is, those who have sanshaya, those who have doubts, they will not reach. So the first step is to have Shraddha. Have Shraddha in this process. We have given so much faith to so many people. We believe government, we believe engineers who have built this, bridges. We believe iPhones, that it will not blast. We believe that none of your data is being, being stolen by these people. So we have faith in many places. So when we are following spirituality, then we need to have faith in the parampara. And if somebody keeps faith, then what Brahmaji got, you will also get. It is not necessary that, oh, Brahmaji was so privileged that he could see the form of the Lord. No, Krishna is equal in disposition, in his mercy. He is not going to give you, a limited darshan because you are new. Or Brahmaji ko full darshan because he paid 1,000 rupees. He gave 1,000 rupees. That is not how Krishna looks at. Krishna's mercy is complete, complete for our side. That is what Ishopanishad says, the first verse. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. That means you are complete. The only problem is we don't have Shraddha. You are complete in respect to Krishna also. Like when you go for a feast, and you are given, there is unlimited supply of food. How much you can eat, Maybe you can eat 10 pizzas or 10 Sprite, and you will get completely satisfied. And still there will be lot left. That is how Krishna will abundantly give you, Everybody else will also be satisfied. You will also satisfied. Don't look at others' plate. Then you will get problem. Oh, he is getting less. He is eating more pizza or something. Do not worry about that. Ishopanishad says you are Purna. The creation of Krishna is complete. The material world is complete. He is complete. The living entities are complete. So just follow the process and you will realize your completeness. Then you will not have problem ki Brahmaji ko jyada mila, kam mila. Have faith. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. What is that jnana? That I am also complete part and parcel of Krishna. So part and parcel is generally a British language. So if nobody knows it, that means a fragment part of Krishna, which is complete. So did you get the answer, Mataji?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Any other doubts, or somebody wants to comment something, add to what I explained?
Prabhuji, I can ask, all I can do is request you to come to our classes very often.
Yeah, if whatever they decide, Shyam Sundarpur and Adhika Sundari Mataji, I can share something, whatever I read.
Mani Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji.
Invite him to Pittsburgh.
Invite Prabhuji to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yes, Prabhuji, move to Pittsburgh. There are a lot of teachers. Yeah, no, we are short here.
Tanya Mataji is doctor. I have confidence that I can come there, so maybe I'll try. I'm always in need of a doctor.
You have to have full not maybe.
Okay.
Jai.
Please share your feedback to me if you find something, whatever you want to share about this verse. But very, very important, I can say you are in a safer place to realize Krishna. You are in a safer place to realize Krishna, and the more you try to, I can tell from my personal experience that Srila Prabhupada has. The more you read his purports and try to analyze, he has given the simplest process to us. I don't think there can be something simpler than that. With the kind of Kali Yuga approach, Kali Yuga is approaching, we are so much dependent even to know our. See, if I ask how many phone numbers you'll have to actually take your help of your cell phone to tell somebody's number. That kind of memory, problem we have. So we are so much dependent on equipments to even what to speak of other capabilities. Intellectually, I am reading Shad Darshanas of Vedas. They are so difficult to grasp. So I think he has very intelligently, the entire parampara has given us the simplest process of chanting of holy name. Don't consider holy names to be very, some scientists, if you say, oh, you just have to chant and you will realize the entire creation, Prakriti, yourself and Krishna. They feel these people are foolish, How can they believe such simple process? They want something complicated, something which is taught in Harvard with 10 scientists discussing and a lot of money being invested, and they come out with some journals and then they feel, oh yes, see, we have made something. But some Indian sadhu comes and gives some simple thing, a chant holy name of the Ram, and then you will get something. All these things will be disclosed to you. Oh no, I'm staying in America or I am in Pune, whatever qualification we can say. But have faith and things will be revealed. So I'll have to leave. I have to go to some other place. Sorry.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
So,
Okay.
Mani Prabhu,
Yeah, Mataji.
हमारा मंत्र 15 और ये है ना,
15.
तो we'll read Prabhupada's purports. ठीक है?
17.
रथ यात्रा प्रभु हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
कैसे हैं आप प्रभु जी?
ठीक है माता जी. All your mercy and lecture was really good. It becomes a 1-year lesson. So what Prabhuji told in 30 minutes. So wonderful.
Yeah. So which mantra are we reading? I'm not sure what is the track.
17.
16, Prabhuji. We didn't finish 16, right?
Yeah. Start 17.
So let's read one paragraph. All of us just take turns and read Srila Prabhupada's purports, and then we can end the class. Is that okay? Haribol.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Let's Mani Prabhu start करिए.
17 ना माताजी?
मुझे नहीं मालूम आप 17 बोल रहे हैं. 15 और 16.
प्रभु जी 16 last two paragraphs माता जी.
Sorry, Gokul Priya Mataji knows.
16th verse 16 last two paragraphs is there.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like we didn't finish 16 yet. So okay. Okay, Mas. Thus, okay, I'll start the first translation. Ushan Nekarshe Yamasurya Prajapatya Vyuha Rasmin Samoha Tejo Yette Rupam.
Mani Prabhu, what are you reading? Sorry.
16th sloka.
Okay.
Tejo Yette Rupam Kalyanatamam Tat Te Pashyami Yosavasau Purushasoham Asmi. Oh my Lord, primeval philosopher.
That's mantra 16?
Yeah, Mataji.
Mataji, that's mantra 16.
Huh? See, mine is... what is-
Mataji, sorry, Prabhuji, Pushan Ekarshe Yamam, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
You're reading
Mantra
wrong.
16 is Pushana Ekarsha Yama Surya Pradha.
Yeah.
Mataji, in my book it says, yeah, Pushan Ekarshe. Yes, that one.
See, Mataji, I'm reading 16.
Ha, that's correct, Prabhuji.
हाँ प्रभु जी अब read कीजिए. Sorry.
Okay. Translation. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. So the last but one paragraph, I'll start reading.
Read कीजिए प्रभु जी. Purport read कीजिए ना.
पूरा read करें माता जी.
Let's read 16.
So the purport: the sun and its rays are one and the same qualitatively. Similarly, the Lord and the living entities are one and the same in quality. The sun is one, but the molecules of the sun's rays are innumerable. The sun's rays constitute part of the sun, and the sun and its rays conjointly constitute the complete sun. Within the sun itself resides the sun god, and similarly within the supreme spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavana, from which the Brahmajyoti refulgence is emanating, the Lord enjoys his eternal pastimes as verified in the Brahma Samhita. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vruksha laksha vruteshu surabhi rabhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambrama Sevyamanam Govinda Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, fulfilling all desires in abodes filled with spiritual gems, and surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or goddesses of fortune.
Hari Prabhu. Anyone else would like to volunteer to read?
Okay, I can read. The Brahma Jyoti is described in the Brahma Samhita as the rays emanating from that supreme spiritual planet, Goloka Vrindavan, just as the sun rays emanate from the sun globe. Until one surpasses the glare of the Brahma Jyoti, one cannot receive information of the land of the Lord. The impersonalist philosophers, blinded as they are by the dazzling Brahma Jyoti, can realize neither the factual abode of the Lord nor his transcendental form. Limited by this, their poor fund of knowledge, such impersonalist thinkers cannot understand that all blissful transcendental form of Lord Krishna. In this prayer, therefore, Sri Isupnishad petitions the Lord to remove the effulgent rays of the Brahma Jyoti so that the pure devotee can see his all blissful transcendental form.
Continue, Mataji.
By realizing the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, one experiences the auspicious aspect of the Supreme, and by realizing the Paramatma, or all-pervading feature of the Supreme, one experiences an even more auspicious enlightenment. But by facing the personality of Godhead himself face to face, the devotee experiences the most auspicious feature of the Supreme. Since he is addressed as the primeval philosopher and maintainer and well-wisher of the universe, the supreme truth cannot be impersonal. This is the verdict of Sri Isupnishad. The word Pusan, maintainer, is especially significant for although the Lord maintains all beings, he specifically maintains his devotees. After surpassing the impersonal Brahma Jyoti and seeing the personal aspect of the Lord and his most auspicious eternal form, the devotee realizes the absolute truth in full.
Anyone else?
Radhayatra Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. In his Bhagavad Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami states, the complete conception of the absolute truth is realized in the personality of Godhead because he is almighty and possesses full transcendental potencies. The full potency of the absolute truth is not realized in the Brahma Jyoti. Therefore, Brahman realization is only partial realization of the personality of Godhead. O learned sages, the first syllable of the word Bhagavan, Bha, has two meanings. The first one who fully maintains. The second is guardian. The second syllable Ga means guide, leader, or creator. The syllable Van indicates that every being lives in him and that he also lives in every being. In other words, the transcendental sound Bhagavan represents infinite knowledge, potency, energy, opulence, strength, and influence, all without a tinge of material inebriety. The Lord fully maintains his unalloyed devotees and he guides them progressively on the path towards devotional perfection. As the leader of his devotees, he ultimately awards the desired results of devotional service by giving himself to them. The devotees of the Lord see the Lord eye to eye by his causeless mercy. Thus, the Lord helps his devotees reach the supermost spiritual planet, Goloka's Vrindavan. Being the creator, he can bestow all necessary qualifications upon his devotees so that they can ultimately reach him. The Lord is the cause of all causes. In other words, since there is nothing that caused him, he is the original cause. Consequently, he enjoys his own self by manifesting his own internal potency. The external potency is not exactly maintained by him, and he expands himself as the Purusas, and is in these forms that he maintains the features of material manifestation. By such expansions, he creates, maintains, and annihilates the cosmic manifestation.
Gokalpuri Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. The living entities are also differentiated expansions of the Lord's self, and because some of them desire to be Lords and imitate the Supreme Lord, He allows them to enter into the cosmic creation with the option to fully utilize their propensity to lord it over nature. Because of the presence of his parts and parcels, the living entities, the entire phenomenal world is stirred into action and reaction. Thus, the living entities are given full facilities to lord it over material nature. But the ultimate controller is the Lord Himself in His plenary feature as Paramatma, the Super Soul, who is one of the Purushas. Thank you.
Mataji, continue reading.
Okay. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between the living entity, Atma, and the controlling Lord, Paramatma, the soul and the super soul. Paramatma is the controller and the Atma is the controlled. Therefore, they are in different categories. Because the Paramatma fully cooperates with the Atma, he is known as the constant companion of the living being. There is one last paragraph.
Kamalpuri Mataji, do you want to read? Last one.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah. The all-pervading feature of the Lord, which exists in all circumstances of walking and sleeping, as well as in potential states, and from which the Jiva Shakti living force is generated as both conditioned and liberated souls, is known as Brahman. Since the Lord is the origin of both Paramatma and Brahman, he is the origin of all living entities and all else that exist. Those who know this engage at once in the devotional service of the Lord. Such pure and fully cognizant devotees of the Lord are fully attached to him, heart and soul. And whenever such devotees assemble with similar devotees, they have no engagement but the glorification of the Lord's transcendental activities. Those who are not as perfect as the pure devotees, namely those who have realized only the Brahman or Paramatma features of the Lord, cannot appreciate the activities of the perfect devotees. The Lord always helps the pure devotees by imparting necessary knowledge within their hearts, and thus out of his special favor he dissipates all the darkness of ignorance. The speculative philosophers and yogis cannot uh, imagine this, because they more or less depend on their own strength. As stated in the Katha Upanishad 1.2.23, the Lord can be known only by those whom he favors and not by anyone else. Such special favors are bestowed upon his pure devotees only. Sri Ishopanishad thus points to the favor of the Lord, which is beyond the purview of the Brahma Jyoti. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Madam. Hare Krishna. Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Hari Bol. Before we go ahead, I just wanted to share one thing that if somebody is a pure devotee of Krishna, let me ask this question, and maybe you can answer this, that if all of us who is in the call is a pure devotee of Krishna, and how would you define Krishna? If someone asks you, have you seen Krishna, what would your answer be?
Answer would be like Prabhupada said, it does not matter if I have seen Krishna, it matters if you have seen it.
In our conversations, many a times we'll meet people and people will say, oh, my relative, she was pure devotee of Krishna. Oh, I know this person, I know that person, I know that Babaji. So my question is, how will someone explain that they have seen Krishna?
Mataji.
From real Mataji, you can say, but we are not pure. At least I am not pure devotees, but I have certain faith. Or many places I have realized, yes, Krishna is there, because I have realization. I have seen that is something supreme is existing, and we are hearing then and there, because I am purely from science background. What I am seeing scientists, or what was our limitation or my limitation, I am seeing day by day scientists, as Prabhuji was saying before, a glimpses of what has been described in the scriptures. Just as good as yesterday, we found a group of geologists or scientists from South Africa. They found whole continent, 6 or 7 continents were together once upon a time. That's millions or millions of years back. So some scientists told that they didn't believe, but they are gradually knowing. And 2-3 days back, we found there are millions of Milky Ways and millions and billions of stars and planets, which is it's again from the scriptures. So what we are reading or believing or having faith, scientists are finding glimpses of it. The Hubble telescope has found there are millions of stars and planets beyond our control. And sometimes you are saying, as we are reading, we try to get from answer. You believe it or not, it's a matter of time. Either I cover the answer somewhere else, or Prabhuji speaks in the class, or somehow it comes to me. I look for it, I get it. Krishna is so merciful. It's a matter of few hours, few days. I get my answer automatically. Even if I don't ask, I think of asking, but asking, I get the answer. I come across somewhere. So it's a purely realization. You can realize him. Maybe at some point, I don't know whether I'll be able to see him. But I have that realization. I have the faith. So whatever little faith, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get misguided. But that's how I think I can describe Krishna. If you think you are a pure devotee, he fulfills whatever you want if it is a pure desire.
Thank you, Rathayatra Prabhu.
So Mataji, is it like the 6 opulence, 6 features, like he is the supreme? Those descriptions are you looking for, or like our own?
No, my point was that I'm glorifying Srila Prabhupada while I'm reading the purports. Just imagine, as Rathyatra Prabhu was mentioning his understanding of what Krishna is, his level. But Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Krishna. But he has never mentioned in anywhere, I have never seen in a conversation or a video that I have seen Krishna. Rather, he has placed his ecstasies in form of words for a common people to understand. God, can you imagine the depth of this personality?
9 o'clock.
The depth of this personality. Many years ago, I had been to a Hindu temple, and Shamsudha Prabhu had a program. While he was up in the program, this is many years ago, even Ramadan was not born. So I took Sundari to the Sunday class. I think it was a Sunday, and it was a Hindi class, and they were teaching some kids. So after the class, I went on the podium on the basement in some religious books. I don't know who they were because I was never exposed to any other religion book. I took it out. I just, paged out any page. And that I said, let me read this. So I sat down and I was reading. And believe me, the books were very dusty. They were unorganized, but they were there. Okay, that was one thing. Second, I opened the book. It said, the unlimited, the infinite, the absolute, the insentient. There were so many words in it. I had no interest in reading that book because it made no sense to me. I couldn't understand a line of it. Then I saw the author and then I kept it back. So what point I'm trying to say is that when you are a devotee of Krishna, pure devotee of Krishna, these books are the revelations of the purity. They teach us, what a pure devotee can do. What a compassion in form of books to all of us. And if as we are reading these books, it is so clear what he's trying to say. Just like Rathyatra Prabhu mentioned, what he feels like. Can we go on and on? Can we go on and on describe about Krishna? We cannot. We are very limited. But because such souls are empowered, they give us entrance into something which is divine. That is the speciality of Srila Prabhupada. That is the purity of Srila Prabhupada. Maybe one of you may know, when Srila Prabhupada when he wrote an offering to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this comes back to Brahma Jyoti. What did he write? I am not remembering exact the words. He said, thou, it was a very nice poem he wrote. I'm trying to find out on Google, but I'm not getting it. It was where he wrote to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that the person of Krishna has been introduced and impersonal calamity has been removed. Have you read that? I am not getting that. Once I get, I'll definitely send it on ISKCON Pittsburgh. But I was so confident about it when he wrote this. When he wrote about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So coming Srila Prabhupada's, he not only gives us the right dose, at the same time, he's defeating, the Mayavadis.
I finished my food. You did not come.
He's defeating the people who are attacking the personal form of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is a very kind person. And It's just amazing, these purports. If we dive into it, if we read, we didn't get through it, we just said, Effulgence, this, that. But when we discuss, we find out what Prabhupada is trying to say. This was my little understanding of what we were going through. I'm not
just to add, whatever you are saying, Mataji, to add about Prabhupada, in one of the meetings, some foreign journalist, Mataji, it seems, journalist asked Prabhupada, "Are you a pure devotee?" So Prabhupada was so, he told, "I may not be a perfect devotee, or I may not be perfect, but what I am speaking, it is coming in parampara, and it is coming from the source. So what I am speaking is perfect." So that much faith he had. That's how he was able to drive everything around him, and to all devotees to the destiny, to his point.
Yes.
So the journalist was amazed with the amount of faith Prabhupada had, whatever he speaks.
Prabhupada was very humble at the same time. And that's the quality. That's what we should see. Humility, everything, that's what Gita describes, who is my devotee, right? Arjuna asks, what is that type of person? He walks, he talks, he does like that. So Srila Prabhupada is such an amazing soul. He has given us this. We should treasure this knowledge. And also he's so scholarly. It's not that, if you give this book to somebody as a book distribution, words compile karke kiya hua hai, right? Just like Gorgoindra was saying, people want complicated things because they deal with complications. So someone who, if all of us understand Srila Prabhupada books and we really read his books, cherish this book, but we will also distribute this book and share this knowledge to everyone. Krishna is pleased and Srila Prabhupada is pleased.
Right.
We forget our depression. We forget our, loneliness or all that stuff. And, at the same time, dealing with our daily duties. I find that, these books are, what? Atom bombs.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Mataji, I usually say, like, somebody says, who is Krishna? In here, I usually give them their own old question as an example. Like, Krishna is a person who can create a stone that he cannot lift. But at the end of it, he will expand himself and lift it. This is one of the Prabhupada's explanation. I just tell them, and they say, like, okay. And he's only controlled by love. Like, he was so much tied up with the love of Yashoda Mata, that he was so scared. Like, when she was running, he wasn't even acting. He was, like, really scared. Like, he was running around, and he wasn't able to lift anything there because of that love. He was surrendered. And so that's what I say, like, it's all love personified.
Yes. And one will only understand when he's going through these books, when he's going through the readings. Huh?
Yes,
like, we cannot lick the honey from outside. We have to dive into it. So, same. If a devotee is chanting his sadhana, he's not offending devotees, he's not criticizing, following regulative principles, and he is really understanding Srila Prabhupada's books, Gita, no doubt, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna and Guru, they'll take care of this soul. But we should dive into it also. We should dive more and more. Our bhakti should increase every moment. It should not decrease. And that's why that's why as sadhakas, we all have we have to do our daily sadhana, because that's our guard, it guards us, because there are so many weeds of criticism, of anarthas that just pop up. So it's safer to be in the association of devotees and talk positive and think about Krishna and how we can how we can also spread this knowledge to Krishna. Gokul Priya, would you like to say something?
No, Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
I mean, and one thing, Mataji, like normally everybody, like what Prabhuji said about galaxies and Milky Way, they come up with a theory to say like, oh, it is a Big Bang theory. Somewhere the explosion started, and then all of a sudden everything started, and then it is ever expanding. So if we put the same principle to what Bhagavatam says, it's like it is the breath of Sri Mahavishnu. Like the whole, it's the source is from his nostril. So in kind of this Big Bang theory
Right.
ratifies it, saying like, yeah, your universes are moving away, because if you take a breath, you see the dust particles move away. Similarly,
Right.
all these universes are like moving away, and they started from one source. So it kind of like the same thing that Bhagavatam is saying, but in a different way. And they say like, no, there is no God, but they take the whole thing that it is from the same text. So that's what actually sometimes
That's why while we are in the Western world, our message to our locals who are there, we should have a very creative idea of giving Krishna to them. You cannot just go with a heavy dose to them, That's where we should use our brain. That's where we should use our creativity. How you can give this, through this. Like recently, I am thinking about doing yoga for kids. It is something that our kids will be focused. They will not be distracted. It's a major problem for all, right? So we should come out something very creative that the Western world will like it. And at the same time, we give them bhakti through a process. We cannot give them directly. It's not possible.
Right.
So you should think in that line basically. Last but not the least, I found that poem. Should I read that?
Sure, Mataji.
Okay. This was written in 1935-1937. A poem and a speech in praise of Srila spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, recognition for his skill at presenting Krishna consciousness in English. Okay. Abhay wrote a poem. It was 62nd birthday of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati at Jagannath Puri when he was residing. The devotees observed the day with ceremony at the small Bombay Center. Disciples planned an evening observance and invited local people. For the occasion, Abhay wrote a poem. Adore, adore ye all, the happy day. Blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. One of the qualities of a pure devotee is he is poetic. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle, struggle for existence, a human race. The only hope is divine grace. Misled we are, all going astray. Save us, Lord, our fervent pray. Wonder thy ways to turn our face, adore thy fate, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Too good. Darkness around, all untrace, the only hope his divine grace. Message of service, thou hast brought a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. WROUGHT. I am not sure what that means. Unknown to all, it's full of grace. That's your gift, your divine grace. Please listen this one carefully. Absolute is sentient. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. It's a calamity, he's saying. Impersonal is a calamity. That's what he's saying. This gives us a life, a new and fresh. Worship thy feet, your divine grace.
Very good.
Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? That's your right, you have the mace. Save me of alien, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy as morning dew. The oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle than your divine grace. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Haribo. Rot means Mataji severely beaten.
Sorry?
Rot means WROUGHT. Rot
Okay.
iron. Is there like they hammer everything and it's so that's what that iron is.
So tomorrow also, I'm requesting my brother to speak. So प्रभु जी क्या करेंगे? गूगल?
हाँ, मैं हैंगआउट लगा देता हूँ माता जी. कल तिलक प्रभु के यहाँ पे है ना?
हाँ.
उनके पास टीवी है ना,
Yes.
मैं टीवी पे हुकअप कर देता हूँ, प्रभु जी बात कर देंगे वहां से. मैं कैमरा भी लगा देता हूँ एक्सटर्नल, तो उनको सब लोग दिख जाएंगे.
Okay. Then I just put it, just let Vanmali Prabhu know about it.
Sure.
So tomorrow will come. Okay, wonderful.
Okay,
Yes,
Mataji, where did you get this poem from?
Yeah.
Okay, I will send the link. Just there is a book called Back to Godhead, a book which is compiled from when Prabhupada started, 1966 to now.
Acha.
So in many years ago, my husband had bought that, and I used to read these books. Prabhupada's personal this, but you'll find in archives. I can send you the Back to Godhead, the magazine of the Hare Krishna movement. I'll send you the link. You can read from there.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
And I'm sure, Tane Mataji, you are a poet too. I have, I remember such poems we would read in our English literature book. So Srila Prabhupada's English was also very good, huh? Can't...
Yeah, very good.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Prabhus. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Okay, I wanted to ask
Krishna.
a question about the Mahamantra deity installation thing.
One second, Mataji. Let me stop the broadcast.